get ready. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yo, the enemy is an idiot. An idiot. For a moment, I've been sitting here like, I don't even know what I did. I don't know what I did to receive this instant freedom that I received, and like all of these revelations to just come like flying at me head first all day long. But I do know it actually comes from an act of obedience. Backstory. Okay, hold on. Let me get this. If you are at all observant, if you've been watching even a little bit, you may have noticed that I have been standing on like shaky ground a little bit lately, the last couple weeks. But if you're really observant, you've noticed it's actually been for a couple months. I think like maybe last week in my live, I was upset about some stuff. And I was trying to not really like be honest about what was happening in my life and how I needed prayers and support for a very specific thing. Because like, dumbly, I thought that since I have already prayed for this thing, I've already asked for help because I knew it was coming, that I shouldn't have to ask again. In reality, the reason why I don't ask for help is because it feels like utterly impossible and I don't know who to turn to. And hold on, this is all going to make sense in a second. Anyway, in my live the other day, I was starting to get upset and I was behind in the comments, shocker, I know. But as I was scrolling through, I saw somebody had entered the chat and this person played a very serious role in my deliverance last year. It wasn't last year. It wasn't last year. I mean, it might have like literally been last year, but I don't think it was. I think technically it was this year. I immediately was like overcome with emotion. And I think because like seeing this person's name reminded me of the position that I was already in and the freedom that I have already found from this very situation. And it was kind of like a check. It was a moment of check. Like, reach out. There are people you can reach out to. There are ways that you can address this. You don't have to let it torment you and eat you alive. It just like overwhelmed me. Like there are people out there that can pray for you. It made me think about the conversation that I had with her and the time that we had together and the prayers that she had already prayed for me. And when I was telling her about things that had been going right in my life after a series of like very intense physical attacks from the enemy, she asked me what I did that shifted it in my eyes. And I said I was obedient for the first time ever. Isn't that funny? That's been sitting in my head for a while now. I know that there's something going on that I'm not being obedient about. I was just really struggling with it and really having a hard time with it. I say all that to say this. I know that all of these revelations are coming to me today because I chose to be obedient. But hold on, sit tight. It gets so much better. First of all, let me remind y'all that you are saved by the blood of the Lamb and the power of your testimony. If the enemy is trying to keep your mouth shut, that should be a huge indicator that you need to start speaking. For me, the issue that has been at hand that I have needed to reach out to people and ask for help with is a very personal one. It is not something that is easy to speak out about for multiple reasons. And I will say that it has to do with the way that people look at me, and not because I'm afraid that people are going to look at me as like I'm some bad person or something like that. No, quite the opposite. I'm actually more nervous about how people will look at me in a way that could put me in danger. And I know that there are people who know this about me without me ever speaking a word, without me ever even having an interaction with them, because they have the same problem. If you've ever heard me say, be weary of people whose demons play well with yours, stay away from them, this is a perfect example of why. We all have things in our flesh that need to die. Some of us have things in our family lineage that need to die. Congratulations, God feels like you are the one who is strong enough to handle that task. Is it easy? Absolutely not. It's extremely difficult, but hold on, I'm getting to the point. All of my videos since last night are gonna tie together today, and like this is even so overwhelming for me. I can't believe I'm about to spill my guts and share with you guys what I'm gonna share with you. That video right there, that video that I stitched on this one, the enemy is stupid. If you remember back around like Passover time, I reminded the body of Christ that there was a lot of infighting going on. And around that time of year, there's always a lot of infighting going on. And y'all need to wake up to that. You need to know what the enemy is doing to attack you so that you can stop it, fight back against it. And I've known what's been attacking me. And the problem is that my flesh desires this thing like so greatly. And it was coming at me from so many different angles. And my usual ways of dealing with it weren't helping. And then I was having all of these thoughts like, but I've already been delivered from this. Why is this an issue now? And then the dream attacks started coming. And crazy because like I pray for protection every single night before I lay my head down. And why is this very specific person infiltrating my dreams now? Because even just thinking about this person will bring back all of these desires that I have been battling. And let me be very, very clear with y'all. You do not need to have sexual relations with somebody in order to form a soul tie with them. There are other forms of intimacy that you probably shouldn't be having that can lead to this sort of issue. Holy crap, this is taking a really long time to get out. So that video right there. Listen, TikTok, thank you for making memories for us, because wow, I'm so glad that that came today after I received this newfound freedom, because if it had come yesterday, I would have been stuck in that same spot under that same temptation and that same fleshly desire that I am trying to avoid. You want to know a secret? That video, I wasn't talking about jujitsu. I was talking about something that happened in a jujitsu gym, but I promise you, that mark on my neck didn't come from jujitsu. And get your mind out of the gutter, it's not a hickey either. But it was absolutely a coded message between me and another person about an incident that happened. And yes, it's the same person that's been infiltrating my dreams, and it's the same situation that the enemy has been using to trying to take me down. Why? Because I don't talk about it. Because nobody knows about this side of me. I pray heavy on it. I talk to God about it, but I don't talk to other human beings about it. Well, it could be used against me one day. But isn't that why there's power in our testimony? Don't I tell y'all that all the time? Wouldn't I be so free to talk about something else and use that same wordage? You find freedom in talking about it. When you talk about what the Lord has done for you, when you talk about what he saved you from, and when you talk about the thing, you take the power away from it. There is power in secrecy. There is power in your silence, but it's not the kind of power that we want to encourage. I want y'all to remember that there is power in your tongue. There is power in the things that you speak about. You have authority and you have power in the name of Yeshua. Use it. Don't let the enemy try to use silence to overpower you. But listen, the fact that I was obedient in such a small matter released me from this thing that I have been struggling with for months. For months. And this video popping up on my memories today is just a confirmation that I did the right thing by being obedient. It seems so silly and it seems so small. If you haven't already, go watch the video that I made last night and then go watch the video that I stitched. All of this will probably make a whole lot more sense, and especially if this is for you. There's going to be so much more coming from me today, and I just had to get this one out real quick. Y'all, listen to your Father. Be obedient. Do what he is telling you to do. Your freedom comes from Christ. Peace out. Love you all. Bye.